That's the cheer squad from LD Bell. Thanks so much, ladies, for all the energy and getting us going. And thank you so much for joining us. It is Friday Night Football, the fifth quarter. We have got so many great highlights from high school football all across North Texas, queued up and ready to go for you. I'm at Pennington Field. LD Bell off to a great start, an undefeated start. They were hosting Justin Northwest on this night, and it turned out to be a whale of a ball game. As I mentioned, one of many great games, and that includes our Friday Night Football offering right here on WFAA Plus. Our Mike Leslie on the call, and did it ever turn out to be a great show put on by Aledo and Denton Ryan. We'll get to that one in a minute. Meanwhile, our Michelle Montaigne, she had a top of the district showdown between Wylie East and Sachse. We'll get to you in a moment, Michelle, but let's start with the big one, right? And it felt to me like the #1 ranking in 5A, perhaps on the line, perhaps a district title on the line as well, when these two titans lined up against each other tonight. As I mentioned, our Mike Leslie on the call. He joins us now. And Mike, I saw the final score and how tight it ended up being. Sure feels like it lived up to the billing.
It truly, truly did, Joe. Listen, this is the type of night that, frankly, you dream of. This is what we are always looking forward to on Friday Night Football. We build these games up. We talk about how great these games are going to be. And so many times it just doesn't quite live up to the hype. This one had every single bit of it and then some. What a football game this was. Let's show you the highlights from Denton Ryan and Aledo because this was terrific. Early on, Aledo got a safety to lead 2-0, but then Denton Ryan would respond. Quinn Hedigan to Trey Reynolds, the 52-yard touchdown pass, and it was 7-2, Denton Ryan at halftime. Third quarter is where Aledo fans probably started to get nervous because Zaire Heiler, the Arizona commit, makes the interception and follows his blockers to the end zone. It was 14-2, Denton Ryan with the lead. But late third quarter, Aledo goes on a long, punishing touchdown drive, and Brady Powell finishes it in that spirit, an 11-yard run, 14-9. And then in the fourth, after Denton Ryan had given Aledo really good field position, Lincoln Tubbs caps off a 44-yard touchdown drive. Aledo with the lead, 15-14. And late in the fourth, Aledo was able to salt this game away. They changed quarterbacks in this football game. Lincoln Tubbs had played during this season, but he clearly took over this football game today, and he had the first down run on a 3rd and 2 with a minute to play that made sure that Denton Ryan would not get the football back, and Aledo's streak lives on. 131 consecutive district wins now for the Aledo Bearcats, dating all the way back to October 5th of 2007. That's the last time they lost a district game against Everman that day, almost exactly 18 years ago. The streak will turn 18 in 2 days' time, and Aledo does it again. They have been challenged, Joe, multiple times through the last 4 seasons by Denton Ryan. They've been tied at 21 in the fourth on this field 4 years ago. Denton Ryan led by 2 in the fourth a couple years ago. They led by 19 in the second quarter last year before a monster comeback from Aledo. And now tonight they led by a dozen late in the third quarter. And yet Aledo again comes back to get the win. It's hard not to wonder if this district win streak will ever end. Aledo makes it 131.
Listen, Mike, it's amazing, and I will say this. I got a chance to see Aledo earlier this year, and I was there for a game, and I wondered how that quarterback position could and would affect this team this year, but it certainly feels like that big-bodied offensive line ended up leaning on Denton Ryan and leaning on him and taking over as that game went on. Is that how it played out in your eyes?
There was definitely an element to that, yes, because it was Lincoln Tubbs running the football. It was Brady Powell, who we showed you with the touchdown run that made it 14-9. It was Caden Wingfield, their other running back, their starting running back, that had a very nice game tonight as well. They ran the football 52 times tonight for 214 rushing yards. Just ran the ball at Denton Ryan time and time again. We knew this game was going to be a rock fight. We knew that yards were going to be hard to come by. We knew these two defenses were going to fly all around the football field all night, and they did. but Aledo did enough late in this football game to wear Denton Ryan down and ultimately get the win. The concerns at the quarterback position for Aledo are valid. I think maybe they've answered some of those questions, at least in terms of who's the guy right now. I think Lincoln Tubbs may have asserted himself in that quarterback battle, but they still need to figure out how to push the football down the field. They've got a superstar in Caden Finley, Jermichael's son, the 4-star that is on his way to Notre Dame, and they are struggling to get him the football. They struggled tonight to get him the football. That is a problem for them that they still need to fix, but when it mattered, again, Aledo had enough, and they yet again get a district win. It's unbelievable what this team has done over these last 18 years, and it just continues.
They always figure it out. Great stuff, Mike. And somewhere Tim Buchanan is smiling on this night, the great coach from Aledo. All right, great stuff.
Right.
We might check in with you later, so hang tight for me, Mike. Thanks so much. Back here at Pennington Field, as I was telling you earlier, LD Bell, 5-0 coming in, but this program has really struggled for the last decade. In fact, they've only averaged less than 3 wins a year over that span, but they came into this one 5-0 and surging. Justin Northwest trying to knock the Blue Raiders from the ranks of the undefeated. There wasn't much offense in the first half of this one. In fact, check out this great defensive play by Bell. Zion Baker, he kind of just wrestles it away from the receiver for the interception, but a pass interference penalty wipes it out, and that was costly. Later in the drive, Texans running back Krum Prosper absorbs a hit, then powers his way into the end zone. Texans take a 6-zip lead into the half. After the half, the Texans would get a pair of turnovers, and they lead to a pair of third-quarter TDs. Here's the second one. Mark Hartman hits Braden Weidman wide for the score, and just like that, it's 19-zip Justin Northwest, but the Blue Raiders fight back. Jacob Praskinis takes the handoff, knows what to do with it. It's a touchdown, 2-point fails, so Bell was down 19-17 in the fourth, but they would get the ball back. They had time, trying to set up a field goal, but there's the play of the game for Brady Taylor. It was his second pick of the half, third turnover of the half for the Texans, and they pull off the upset in this one. What a big win, the final 19-17.
Coach, talk us through it. I know you came in here, that team was undefeated, but you guys had the right mindset. Can you talk me through what it was?
Just grit. You know, we've been talking about it all season long. It's just about having grit, just having tenacity, just finishing. And unfortunately, we've been on the wrong side of it for 3 ball games. And tonight, we found a way to dig deep in our reserve and find a way to come out and get a win tonight.
That defense with those 3 turnovers in the second half, game-changing play, time and time again.
Without a doubt. I mean, turnovers are huge, and if you win the turnover battle, you should win the football game. And so that happened. That helped us tonight. Couldn't be more proud of our defense. Defense did phenomenal. They've got a great offense. They've got a great running back. And to be able to contain and limit them or what they were able to do offensively was a big-time thing for our defense.
All right, let's talk more about Krum Prosper because he had a fantastic night. We showed you the touchdown. And then on the final drive for Justin Northwest, he was an absolute workhorse, a bell cow. He ends up with 31 rushing attempts on the night for 138 yards. That's about 4.5 yards per carry. He carted out the backfield as well. For the year, he's got more than 1,000 yards rushing through 6 weeks. And he was so instrumental in the Texans being able to do enough to try and hang on and get this victory. And I got a chance to talk to him afterward.
They came in undefeated in this one. Yeah. Talk about your mindset, your teammates' mindset when you guys were coming into this ball game, Krum.
Yeah, we came here as the underdog. We knew that we needed to get the job done today because we were losing by little points. We just needed to finish the game out, and I'm proud of my team today. And we're happy because we dogs, man. Let's get him on. Okay. Hey, come on.
We're not done yet. I know you're excited. Talk about that last drive when you guys were trying to run the clock out, and you got the ball time and time again. How did you want to close that out?
You know, we needed 1 more yard, but even if I couldn't get enough, I know I could trust in my defense. Yeah. We got this one as a team.
And that's the other thing, Krum. Let's talk about that defense a little bit, right? 3 turnovers in the second half. I mean, uncommon stuff, and then you guys put it away with a defensive play.
Yes, sir.
How did it feel, and what's the message to your defense?
Hey, man, it felt great. We know we can rely on them. Those are my dogs, man. They're my family. Let's go.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. All right, more highlights for you now. Denton Geyer and Coppell. Wildcats start fast in this one. Caden Cobbs burst into the clear. Now he's going to get down to the 5-yard line on a 46-yard run. He would punch it in from 2 yards out, and it's 7-zip Geyer. Later in the quarter, there's him punching it in for the touchdown. Later in the quarter now, Coppell's Ishan Mayer up top to Carter Zingelman. Great grab for the touchdown. Cowboys trail 7-6 after that. Second quarter now, Geyer begins to pull away, and it's Cobbs again finding pay dirt from 3 yards out, and that makes it 14-6 Geyer. Then on their next possession, Carter Morgan hits Zane Rowe for a 22-yard touchdown. Wildcats up 2 TDs. They go on to win this one 35-21. All right, next up, South Oak Cliff hosting Hillcrest, and the Golden Bears would pull away early. Opening drive, Mikhail Trotter finds room on the sideline. He hits the Jets, and he's gone 30 yards. That makes it 6-zip Sock. And the Bears just keep rolling, still in the first, up 20-zip. Jaden Williams keeps it himself, stays on his feet, and then he's going to race 54 yards for the touchdown. One of 3 scores in the first quarter alone. Sock rolls tonight with an easy win over Hillcrest. The final in that one, 55-0. As we said, we got our crews all throughout the area. They're dispatched and checking out games for us. Let's check in now with Michelle Montaigne. It was a battle for the top of that district when Sachse and Wylie East got together. How did it play out, Michelle?
Yeah, well, Wylie East coming into this one, obviously undefeated on the season, making them 2-0, undefeated in district play. And then you have Sachse on the other hand, the 2-time reigning title winner in this district. And the two of them both want this game for different reasons. The Mustangs came into it 2-1 in district play. They didn't want to lose another one. But you have this Raiders team that is just driven this season, and that showed up from the very beginning of this one. If we go ahead and take a look at this one, you have the home side playing in their pink out game, but it was the visitors who got off to the fast start. The first quarter, Raiders handed off to Jonathan Utubor, who takes it in from 2 yards out. Wylie East out to a 7-0 lead in a blink. Utubor with 136 rushing yards on the night. But we have to give credit to this Wylie East defense. Rook Awore-Tagore with one of his 2 interceptions of Christian McCaffrey. They held Sachse to less than 200 total yards. And then adding to his stats, Rook with the blocked Mustangs punt, and then his teammate Bryson Mueller falling on the fumble recovery in the end zone. They make it 17-0 Wylie East. But the Mustangs, to their credit, they get on the board. McCaffrey hits Dirk Williams Jr. for a 27-yard passing touchdown. It's 17-7 Raiders at the half, and then from there, Wylie East just piled it on. They rolled to 5-0 with a real chance to take over the district title this year, and the guys were fired up about it post-game. Not just one, but several interceptions tonight. This defense allowed Sachse less than 200 total yards. How are you guys able to be so effective tonight?
I think it's just day-to-day preparation and practice. Every week we treat it the same, going about the same mindset. We're going to stone them no matter what.
You're a senior on this team, a team that's lost to Sachse, the eventual district title winner the last 2 years. Why are you guys able to be so effective tonight?
Well, I feel like we just didn't let that chip on our shoulder hold us back, and we know what we can do. We have the players, we have the athletes, so I think we just went out there and executed, and that's the result.
Undefeated start to this season. Y'all moved to 5-0. How far can this team go this year?
Yeah, all the way. We're going all the way. Got something good this year.
Okay, favorite part of tonight?
Favorite part of tonight? Yeah, I think it's that last pick. Number 18, when he got that last pick and closed the game out, I think that's my favorite part of the night.
Well, it was all fun to watch. Thanks so much.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, Wylie East up to a 5-0 start to the season. What's allowed you guys to be so good so far?
We're not worried about what other teams do. We win through us. What we do on the field is us against us, and we keep on beating ourselves. Every single week we go 1-0.
All right, y'all put up, I'm not going to ask you because you're defense, but you two, y'all put up over 400 yards of total offense. And I know that starts with the guys up front. What was working so well for you guys?
Yes, sir. Well, yes, I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am. It starts with us up front. We have to execute this in practice, just full effort, and guys got to know what they're doing with the fronts, and just got to execute every play.
How fun was it to watch Jonathan do what he did tonight?
It's so fun. He works so hard every day in practice, and just seeing him come out here and do what he does is just amazing.
All right, what is something that people don't appreciate about the guys in the trenches? That's for each of you. You can start.
I think that just we're involved in every play, and we just, it starts with us.
Starts there. That's a good one.
Just that, especially for the offensive line, I play offensive line too. we don't get our names called like that. We don't get the same praise the running backs, the quarterbacks, the receivers do. But we the first people to get yelled at if a play mess up. So I feel like that's something we're a lot of underappreciated, but still love the position. I love being out here, and I love being able to eat with my fellas.
Oh, that's important.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, it all starts up front. We never get praise on anything that good happens. First to be blamed. It just all starts with us, and we deserve more praise.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. We appreciate it. One of the reasons I love this show, Joe, is because as we're walking by, you see a bunch of the big fellas yelling, hey, interview me. Okay, yeah, we will. We'll show them some love. They were awesome to talk to. And I mean, seriously, Joe, almost 450 yards of total offense. They were rolling. And they, up next, they have South Garland. It looks like they do have a real chance at taking the title this year.
Hey, it's great stuff, and kudos to you for talking to the offensive linemen. The big uglies, they do all the hard work. That's what we do. It's why we do this show. It's great stuff, and I might have time to talk to you a little bit later, so hang tight for me. We'll see. All right, let's check out some other highlights for you. Here we go. Let's take you to Krum as the undefeated Bobcats were taking on Van Alstyne. Krum striking first in this one. Lane Larson's gets it on the jet sweep to the pylon. He gets in. That 7-zip Bobcats. The Panthers would return serve later in the first quarter. Braden Miller keeps it himself up the middle for the 10-yard score. We're tied at 10 after 1. Second quarter now. Krum pulling away. Will Holland takes the handoff and fights through the tackles for the score. Krum up 17-7 at the half, and they win it 23-19. In Prosper tonight, Eagles taking on Prosper Rock Hill. Prosper was up 3-zip when their defense stands up and makes a play. It's Devin All. He gets his hand up for the pick, and he rumbles 19 yards. Big man scoring a touchdown. We like to see it. 6-zip. The Eagles would end up leading, that is 10-zip. And then in the second quarter, the offense finds their rhythm. It's Bryce Robinson bouncing off his own lineman, finds a seam. He's gone. 30 yards for the touchdown. It's part of a 28-point second quarter, and Prosper wins big tonight over Rock Hill, 72-6. And listen, we do love bringing you all the highlights and everything that surrounds football, but there's so much more. You saw the cheerleaders earlier, and on this night, we saw what we see a lot. It's happening in a lot of high schools. Dads dancing with the drill team. So check out the Dads and the Raiderettes tonight at Pennington Field. Oh, goodness gracious, the Raiderettes. Thank goodness for you making all your dads look okay out there. Mavs maniacs, watch out. All right, let's bring everybody back together. We got a chance for a final word, and I'd like to hear from Michelle first, because I just want one sentence, one thought, one point about what you saw tonight from Wylie East.
The fact that they're an area-ranked team, they proved why tonight. They didn't just settle with a 17-7 lead at the half. They continue to pour on, and I think that they have a chance because they're not satisfied with what they've been able to achieve in the last couple of years, and they do have a chance to win it all this year.
And then, Mike, we talked about Aledo, and you've seen this team a lot, and you've seen so many games. Is this the same kind of Aledo team that can make that run, or will the quarterback issue get in the way? What's your gut telling you?
Listen, their defense is sensational. Their defense is truly elite. And if this team is going to do anything this year, it is going to be on the strength of their defense, because they do have some concerns offensively. And it does start at the quarterback position. I was impressed by Lincoln Tubbs tonight, but again, they need to push the football down the field. Listen, they have never, since 2009, gone consecutive years not winning a championship. Any of the times they haven't since 2009, the next year they win a title. So the pressure is on for this team. They do need to figure out that piece of it, but if they're going to do anything, it's going to be because of their defense, Joe. It is off the charts good this year.
All right, great stuff. And I'll just let you guys know, what I saw tonight reinforced what I know about Friday Night Lights. You just never know. LD Bell came in here surging, 5-0, looking great, but Justin Northwest would not bend. They would not relent. And even when it looked like they were going to give up the game late, they stood up and made a play. You can't script it. You can't write it. It's the best reality show there is. And we got it again tonight, thanks to Friday Night Lights. And thanks to both of you. Great work out of you guys. We're going to wrap up the show now. We appreciate you joining us here on Friday Night Football, the fifth quarter. We'll be back here with more great highlights and everything else that accompanies high school football in North Texas. We'll see you next Friday night at 10:40 on WFAA+.